Yo, 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 what up, guys? This is your boy Kofi with Kale Sports Talk back with another video. And yeah, a lot of stuff going on um, with NFL free agency, man. Whole bunch of stuff as you see in the description. Trey Hendrickson, of course, signed a 4-year deal totaling $112 million by the Baltimore Ravens. Because initially, the Baltimore Ravens traded for Maxx Crosby initially. They traded for Maxx Crosby initially, but I guess that deal didn't fall through due to pending physical um, some pending physical stipulations in regards to his surgery, his ankle surgery. And so literally they had to literally pivot from Maxx Crosby because they initially traded 2 first-round picks for him. 2 first-round picks for him, and so when that deal didn't fall through, they had to give up the Las Vegas Raiders had to give up the picks and and send them back to Las Vegas Raiders. Now, speaking of Maxx Crosby, the Chicago Bears, they held a press conference today. I didn't watch too much of it, but I guess from what I've heard, Ryan Poles said that they were very, very aggressive in trying to get Maxx Crosby, but the price was just way too steep. They still wanted 2 first-round picks, and I think that's just way too much for a guy who's pushing 30 years old, dealt with 2 injuries in his career, and I'm like, those picks are very valuable. So what Ryan Poles did, that was really good for him. Kudos to him, not giving up those first round picks, because if it was Ryan Pace, if it was any any other previous GMs, they probably would have given up multiple first round picks just to get, Maxx Crosby. And now I know a lot of Bears fans says, "Oh, if you want to, we got to take advantage of Caleb Williams' rookie contract and whatsoever." But that's not how you win a Super Bowl, man. Like, you need productivity from all fronts, man, not just from one player. I mean, you saw that last year with the Green Bay Packers, with them trading for Micah Parsons, and when he went out with that ankle injury, when he went out with that ACL injury, they literally just went down the tube, Rashawn Gary, he really didn't really do nothing after he left, after he got injured, and that defensive front really just collapsed. You saw the impact, what happened with that Packers defense once Micah Parsons left. And so you can't just rely on just one player. Like, I get it, we need some pass rushers, whatever. We definitely need to get to the quarterback, but you can't just because Maxx Crosby is a big name, and yeah, he's a game wrecker, he's a guy who can wreck a game, but at the end of the day, you don't just want to rely on a player. You want to make sure you have multiple players that you can rely on. That's how the Seattle Seahawks won the Super Bowl. And so I really commend Ryan Poles for, not giving up those first round picks, because, man, dude, that would just imagine, okay, let's imagine if we do trade for Maxx Crosby, right? And with the NFL, it comes with a lot of risk. The NFL definitely comes with a lot of risk. You never know, what happens. Like, let's say, God forbid, Maxx Crosby goes down with some type of ACL injury. Now what? What are you guys gonna do? We gave up our 2 first-round picks, just for a guy, with previous injury history, and we're literally going to be back to square one. We're literally going to be back to square one. We're not going to get pressure to the quarterback, and we already know that with Kevin Byard out, and all those guys are out. Who knows if our secondary is still going to be the same? With Jalen Johnson and Tyreek Stevenson, they've been dealing. They've been having problems with coverages. Just imagine, now we're not getting no pressure to the quarterback. It can get ugly, man. You don't want that. You definitely don't want that. You want to make sure you're using your assets, to to build out, especially that defensive line front. You know, us signing Devin Bush and Kobe White was good, was really good. That we got those guys, was very good. And speaking of former Bears, you know, we already know Kevin Byard. Kevin Byard already signed that 1 year deal. As you can read from the description, Kevin Byard already signed that 1 year deal with the New England Patriots. I honestly thought that I think yeah, Ryan Poles also touched on this. Um, they were also he also talked about how they were also doing their due diligence to also bring Kevin Byard at, but the price that him and his agent were asking was a little too steep for him. And and not only that, Kevin Byard said he also wanted to just look into free agency and seeing what the market was like. And supposedly, you know, he thought that the New England Patriots gave him a better deal. And so, you know, that's the price of the NFL, you know, that's the price in the NFL. And so he just went with the New England Patriots. And also, I was also surprised with Nashawn Wright getting the type of deal that he got, 1 year, $5.5 million with the New York Jets. You know, him going to the New York Jets, that was very, very surprising because some people were saying that his market was probably like around like $8 to $10 million for the market price. And so I was like, man, like we could have brought him back, but um Nashawn Wright, I mean, yeah, he was one of the leaders in takeaways, but his coverage skills was not that great, man. Like he was getting beat a lot, and so um just the front office literally just had to pivot to somewhere different, you know. And so Nashawn Wright, he ends up going to the New York Jets. And let's not forget, man, we still got Zaw Frazier. Zaw Frazier, dude, he was dealing with some personal whatever personal matters. Some people were saying that he had cancer. I'm not too sure, but he was dealing with cancer or something like that. But they're saying that he's healed right now. I'm sorry, man. That my internet, bro. That he's healed now. But Zaw Frazier, we got to see how he's doing. He's about the same, almost the same size as Nashawn Wright. I think he's like 6'3", 205, around the same size as Nashawn Wright. But we definitely gonna have to see how he plays out this upcoming season as well. And then also in other news, C.J. Gardner Johnson signs with the Buffalo Bills for a 1 year, $6 million deal, and also Kyler Murray signs a 1 year deal with the Minnesota Vikings. Literally right when the Arizona Cardinals dropped him, he signs a 1 year deal like literally immediately with the Minnesota Vikings, and so he's going to have to compete with. He's going to be competing, with number 9, JJ McCarthy, for the QB1 spot. I just wonder, that was the interesting signing. Um, with him signing with the Minnesota Vikings, I just wonder how Kevin McConnell is going to be working with Kyler Murray. Some people are calling him like the quarterback whisperer. He helped Sam Darnold become the quarterback that he is, and with him going to Seattle, winning that Super Bowl. Yeah, man, I really want to see they're how Kevin McConnell is going to work out with Kyler Murray. Because from what I do know, Kevin O'Connell, he operates from under center, and Kyler Murray, he was never really a under center type of guy. He was really more of like a shotgun type of quarterback. That's the type of offense that with when he was being coached under Cliff Kingsbury, he was more of like a shotgun type of quarterback. And so I wonder how that's definitely going to play out. Kyler Murray, like I said, he's definitely going to have to learn how to play under center, because that's Kevin O'Connell's offense. And so, but then again, we're gonna have to see how Kevin O'Connell, utilizes Kyler Murray. We're gonna have to see if he's going to tailor his offense around Kyler Murray, or if Kyler Murray is just going to have to pretty much um, just acclimate to the type of offense like Kevin O'Connell is going to be running. But I mean, we shall see, bro. We shall definitely see. Um, Another news: Javon Hargraves signs a 2-year deal with the Green Bay Packers. That's an interesting move. So he goes from the Minnesota Vikings to the Green Bay Packers. Green Bay Packers, man, they're just losing a whole bunch of players, so they had to sign Javon Hargrave. They lost that linebacker, Cray Walker, in free agency. They lost a couple pieces. They traded Rashawn Gary to the Dallas Cowboys. Um, I think they also lost Eric Stokes too. He signed with the Raiders. Romeo Dobbs signs with the New England Patriots, man. And so, I mean, a lot of their money is tied to Jordan Love and Micah Parsons. So that's really interesting right there. Geno Smith returns to the Jets. He was traded to the Jets. Um, and so he gets to return back to the Jets. And then what else? What else? Muhammad, I think Aquadine. Oh yeah, Aquadine Muhammad. He signs with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It's a 1-year deal that's totaling up to $6 million, according to the NFL Network. Greenlaw returns to the 49ers, and Bryce Huff, he retires. Dre Greenlaw returns on a 1-year deal worth $7.5 million. And 49ers defensive end Bryce Huff, he's retiring at the age of 27. Bryce Huff said he announced his retirement from football via his Instagram account. And kudos to him. I get it. I mean, the NFL it's a grueling sport. I mean, like I said, we lost uh, um, Drew Dahlman. Drew Dahlman also retired from at the age of 27. I don't know what it is, but it's like that number 27. It's like people are just retiring. But yeah, this sport can be definitely grueling, man. And you want to make sure you're taking care of your mental health. I think with him, his is more different. His is more business related. I think he's trying to open up like a solar panel business, something like that. I don't know exactly what it is, um but yeah, he's retiring, man, and he just talked about it um on his Instagram page. He said that he's grateful for the game and that he's trying to figure out the next chapter of his life. We definitely know that he played for the Philadelphia Eagles. He was part of that Super Bowl winning team a couple years ago, 2024, when they went to the Super Bowl, when they won. And so, last year, pretty much. Well, technically 2 seasons ago, because this past season just passed. So yeah, but yeah, man, his decision to retire comes one day before he was due for a $1 million roster bonus, and before the Niners would have to decide on a $14.635 million option before the start of the 2026 season. Huff's retirement will save the Niners $5.392 million against the cap, according to Over the Cap. Okay, yeah, this is what he said. He announced he's planning to devote his time to a company called Neighborstone that focuses on building safety infrastructure to help combat fire risk associated with lithium-ion batteries. So, yeah, he's trying to build his business called Neighborstone with that. But yeah, man, kudos to him, man. All the power to him, bro. I like I said, I definitely know how the NFL can be, and you got to do what you got to do, man. You definitely got to do what you got to do. And oh yeah, and Khalif Raymond signs a 1-year deal with the Chicago Bears. I didn't even mention that too. Khalif Raymond, he definitely had his I saw parts of his press conference, and he just talked about how he knows about the good, better, best whole motto thing, and just talking about what he's going to bring to this team, bring that speed, that caliber. He was just talking about how Ben Johnson, how intense he is, and how much of a competitor Ben Johnson is. And so it was kind of good to hear, what he had to say. He was just talking about, how he's already trying to get acclimated to, the Chicago culture, and just how everybody just loves the Chicago Bears in Chicago. So that was kind of great to hear from Khalif Raymond. But I don't know what else to talk about other than that. But yeah, guys, yeah, man. If I don't really have too much else to talk about, but so far that's all the updates in regards to the NFL free agency part 2 that's happening. Stay tuned. I will be doing a reaction video to Bam Adebayo getting 83 points, which is freaking crazy, bro. But other than that, guys, man, I'm gonna see y'all later. And stay tuned for more NFL updates and Chicago Bears news. And I will catch y'all later. And how we always end it over here now. It's Chicago. Yeah. All right, guys. Peace.